First time this season. Temperatures are still above freezing, but they're getting closer and closer to the freezing mark. And as that takes place, these rain showers that you see out there eventually will transition over to more of a wintry mix. You got some snowflakes mixing in with the rain, and sometimes we've got some snow pellets. Most of that has taken place in parts of the mountains so far and in parts of eastern Oklahoma. You see this band that's moved right into Winslow? This band was putting up a couple snow pellets in the Sallisaw area. So get ready, winter is here. If you look back off towards the west, though, you see even more snow showers that are coming in across Oklahoma City. This band will be the last band, and then we're done. Then we're done with the winter weather. Then we just got cold heading into the weekend. But for the next 4 or 5 hours, on and off rain showers, on and off snow showers. I'm going to leave this up for a second. We're getting some things ready here on all platforms. We're live on YouTube, on Facebook, and of course on our app and our 5newsonline.com. But this wide view shows you the heavier snow that's back off towards the west. However, in parts of Oklahoma, a lot of it is not reaching the ground. We still have a lot of dry air because that cold front, guys, you feel it. It's not nearly as warm and humid out there compared to the past couple of days. Remember, just a few days ago, we were basking in the 70s and 80s with beautiful sunshine. That has all gone away now as temperatures continue to drop. So we want to show you where all the rain is right now and where the snow is also heading here at this moment. We're getting a couple more things ready. If you have the 5 News app, you just got a quick alert as we are updating you guys on what's happening area-wide. So I'm going to leave this up for just a second. Almost there. Hope you guys are having a good Friday evening, too. A lot of things going on. Of course, a lot of football games going on right now. Our whole sports team, they're bundled up, ready to go. Okay, all right, got it going. Takes a second, kind of off screen. All right, so what you're noticing right now is that we've got some heavier bands of precipitation over Arkansas, and it's a lot lighter over Oklahoma. That's the reason why not everything is quite reaching the ground. And things are a little bit higher. Remember how once you get into Arkansas, the trend goes up. We're getting closer to the clouds. It's easier for these snowflakes and snow pellets to reach the ground here in Arkansas with this particular storm coming in from the west. But let's take a closer look just at this whole cold front that's been pushing out all across the United States. Cold air going towards the East Coast. There's the remnants of Tropical Storm and Hurricane Nicole. That rain is now moving northbound. But after that front passed on through, we have this one last wave of some weather pushing on through, and that's what's giving us these chances for some snowy weather. Now, this is a closer look with Max Doppler 5. Where do we have the snow pellets trying to report right now? Mainly in the mountains. Notice where we have the temperatures coldest, where we're higher up in the atmosphere. That's where we're seeing more of that transition take place. Farther south, mainly rain across the river valley, but don't be surprised, even in Paris and Clarksville. And then once you get towards Cedarville and Uniontown, that snow pellets are mixing in. So snow pellets, folks have been asking, what are those? They're essentially snowflakes that fall, but they run into other raindrops. So the raindrop hits it and then flash freezes over it and kind of creates an ice ball around the snowflake. It's literally a snowflake that's trapped in a little cube of ice. That's what these snow pellets, technically grapple, that's what's falling right now across western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. But once temperatures continue to cool down, you'll have fewer raindrops and you'll get more snowflakes. So we're tracking some of that transition take place over the mountains right now. We've had some flurries take place in parts of southwest Missouri, but not all of this is reaching the ground. Only some of it is. So it's kind of tricky. Once you get to wintry weather, you know, these particles are small. They get harder to kind of detect with the radar, but it does look like things are moving in. Everything's going to be scattered. It's not going to be, you know, this winter storm that just hits us all night and just buries us. What we're talking about is some scattered snow flurries, scattered rain showers here and there. The farther north you live, just overall the better chance of wintry weather that you're going to get. The higher you live in elevation in the mountains, a better chance for you guys too. And notice how temperatures are really cooling off for us in eastern Oklahoma. Even you go south of Fort Smith, go to Podo, we're already colder. Kavanaugh Hill has the better chance to get even more snow pellets. We may be waking up tomorrow morning, you look on the top of Kavanaugh, there may be a little bit of frozen precipitation that tried to stick on the very tippy top of the hill. But temperatures are cooling off as that north wind continues to blow in. All right, so how is this evening going to play out? We've been talking about where the snow is right now. It's still coming in from the west, from Oklahoma, kind of scattered here in Arkansas at the moment. Will it stick? How are the roads going to shape up? All those questions you want to know. All right, so let's talk about the next couple of hours in northwest Arkansas. It's starting to get a little bit more intense in terms of precipitation chances. They're going up. I think closer to 8 o'clock, we've got a higher chance of some of that really starting to impact most of the cities. For a lot of us, we haven't had much at the moment yet. We've had a little bit more in the mountains and in the river valley. In the river valley, we've already had some snow pellets mixed in with some rain across Sequoia County and especially north of Fort Smith. We've had some of that rain push through southern portions of the river valley closer to Mount Magazine, the Blue Mountain, south to Poteau Mountain. Haven't had reports yet of some ice pellets there, but it's possible for sure. Temperatures are just cold as they continue to even get colder this evening. This is a live look in Bentonville where we're dry. We're going to keep our eyes on these cameras. Of course, it's getting dark, so you kind of look towards some of the lamp posts to see what may be going on. Springdale at this moment, we're mainly dry. There could be some misty showers every once in a while. And Bacola, it's hard to tell right now, but you kind of see here on the lens, you've got some of these circles. I know it's super hard to tell, and depending on your screen at home, it may be difficult to tell, but we've got a couple raindrops on the screen right now here in Bacola on that lens. And so we're already starting to get a little bit of that precipitation, sometimes mixing in with a little bit of snow pellet activity and some snow flurries too. But where do we go from here? All right, so 7, 8 o'clock, we start to make even more of that transition where we get, we've got more rain showers than we have snow showers. But over the course of the evening, that's going to start to switch, especially in the mountains in northwest Arkansas. Expect some snowflakes flying around, snow pellets or snowflakes. Every town's going to be something very different. These things are super messy, town by town kind of forecasting at this point. But later in the evening, snow flurries flying around in northwest. Those will expand in coverage as temperatures continue to cool down. But we also have some dry air moving in. There's a stiff north wind. So yeah, it's cold enough, kind of, and temperatures are technically above freezing at the ground, but they're not upstairs, and that's where you make the snowflakes. That's really where it matters the most, and they are surviving at this point. They're already surviving right now, so they're going to survive even more later this evening. But with that north wind, you blow drier air in, you kind of zap some of the moisture, so it's harder to create some of those snow flurries. So this is just a very temporary thing. Notice how in the river valley, we could even have some more snowflakes taking place too. So area-wide, we've got chances for a couple snowflakes mixing in, especially along the Arkansas River and north. Now I see this patch of pink there towards southern Scott County and then south of Kavanaugh Hill towards some of the Ouachitas as you get closer to Red Oak and Big Cedar. We have the chance for more ice pellets too, where it's going to be a little bit colder higher up. But anywhere you see this blue color, that's the chance for probably more snow than wintry mix. Anywhere in the pink color, yeah, you're going to get sometimes some rain and sometimes you're going to get some snow. And that's definitely for the corridor of northwest Arkansas, Bentonville, Rogers, Springdale, and Fayetteville. Sometimes a little rain, sometimes snow mixing in. But as we get later in the overnight hours, up until about midnight, because after midnight we start to end things. So this is only going to go on for a couple hours. We've got a higher chance to turn over to snow the later that we go. What about accumulation though? That's the tricky part because everyone's getting something different. And then ground temperatures are super warm. Guys, we've had such a warm November so far. So the ground's still warm, even though it got cold today. It takes a lot longer for the ground to cool off. So overall, we're not talking about a lot of accumulation here. Could there be some grassy surfaces? A blade of grass is different than the ground itself. A blade of grass can get a little bit of snow on it if the burst of snow is heavy enough. Could that be possible in a couple spots? Sure. But what about the roads? Overall, the roads are going to be okay. Now, there could be some bridges and overpasses that are less trafficked, and if you get a snow burst for a second, there could be some slick spots. Just got to be on the lookout for those. It just can happen. The winter around here is crazy, right? So be on the lookout for that. But most of the major roadways are probably going to be okay overall because things are still warm. But if there's one band of snow that just all of a sudden really starts to ramp up, that could change too. But overall, those chances are on the lower side. This is just a kind of a quick clipper system moving on through to remind us that winter is just about here. In fact, it kind of feels like it is here. And this weekend, you're going to feel it too. I think after midnight, we clear on out. So by the time you're waking up tomorrow morning, no more clouds even. We'll have sunny skies tomorrow. Highs only in the 40s. We'll probably stick mainly in the 40s on Sunday too. And in the mornings, we've got freezes possible, both in northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. I think the Sunday one's even more intense. We're going to be waking up in the low 20s for some of us. Wind chills could be in the teens. Speaking of the Razorback game this weekend, coming up tomorrow morning, LSU's in town. It's going to be chilly for the Cats coming in. We'll be in the upper 20s. If some folks are tailgating, I don't know. 20s. By the time the game starts there, closer to 11, that's when we'll be above freezing again. We'll warm back up in some 40s throughout the game, but this is the coldest game that we've had so far this season. And then on top of that, just real quick, we've got a couple more chances for snow coming up next week. Another storm comes in. This one getting a lot more moisture though. The one that's in right now doesn't have a lot of water to work with, so it's just kind of spitting out some rain here, spitting out some snow pellets here, maybe a snowflake there. That's the kind of thing. This one is more heavy rain with definitely a dividing line between wintry mix and then maybe even into snow. The better snow chances will be in Missouri and parts of southeast Kansas. But here in Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma, there could be some spots that try to transition over to some snow too, especially overnight. That's the real reason why we're getting these wintry chances. If this thing was coming into the middle of the day, we want to be talking about snow because temperatures are warmer throughout the day. But it's these overnights. We're timing these just perfectly. This system right now and the next system coming up, most of the moisture will come in Monday afternoon and evening and then overnight. And that's when we have that chance to go from rain to a wintry mix, kind of ending things Tuesday morning. Some of us could have still a wintry mix, but that'll start to push on out. In the River Valley, we're going to be a little bit warmer Monday night into Tuesday morning. There could be some mix in portions of the River Valley, but overall there's going to be a higher rain chance. Real quick, we're going to back up to the radar. I want to show you the absolute latest, and then we'll have more updates throughout this evening, let you know what's going on. If you guys have any pictures, go ahead and send them to us. We'd love to see them. But this is a closer view with really high resolution radar. We're talking about transitioning over from rain to more snow pellets and some snow in the mountains as we speak. It could try to get slick sometimes on parts of I-49 and US 71 in the heart of the mountains. Northwest Arkansas, there may be some drizzle sometimes, maybe a random snow pellet for a while. We still are watching some of those bands, but just notice they're scattered. There are breaks in between, so it's not going to be snowing or raining the whole time, and everything's really light. But these will move east, trying to transition over to more snow as temperatures drop. Right now, we've got some decent rain showers reporting in the River Valley, but don't be surprised if you get some snow pellets in Waldron and in Paris as well. Winter is trying to come early. It's here, but we now have had our first official snowflakes and snow pellets so far of this season. We'll continue to track everything with you as the night progresses. Keep it here, keep it local, and as always, we'll keep you advised.